Ever wonder how one actor manages to swing from Oscar-worthy heartbreak to ruthless action legend and keep Hollywood hooked every step of the way? Is it raw talent, relentless determination, or just sheer Irish grit? Meet Liam Neeson. From armor-clad beginnings to tragic intensity and late-in-life action heroics, Neeson's story is a wild ride through Hollywood's highs, lows, and hidden chaos. Buckle up. This is how one man quietly conquered every corner of cinema. Neeson's first film, Excalibur, 1981, threw him headfirst into a medieval world of swords and sorcery. He wasn't a star, just a fresh face playing Sir Gawain. But on set, sparks flew when he met Helen Mirren. It was messy, dramatic, and exactly the kind of behind-the-scenes intrigue Hollywood lives for. Neeson earned barely enough to pay rent, but he got a taste of epic filmmaking, and he was hooked. But it took 12 more years, and a filmmaker named Spielberg, to catapult Neeson from interesting face to household name. Schindler's List, 1993, changed everything. Spielberg insisted on Neeson despite studio doubts, and Neeson delivered with soul-shaking intensity. The role brought him an Oscar nomination and a paycheck infinitely bigger than Excalibur's pennies. Overnight, Liam Neeson became the actor every studio wanted. Hollywood wasted no time putting Neeson's gravitas to use. In 1999, he stepped into Star Wars: The Phantom Menace as Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn. Neeson tackled the role like it was Hamlet, intense, dignified, and deeply philosophical. Ironically, his towering height forced the studio into costly set redesigns, but fans loved every imposing inch of him. Qui-Gon's tragic death scene even became a cultural touchstone for an entire generation. But Neeson had more surprises. In Batman Begins, 2005, Christopher Nolan cast him as mentor-turned-villain, Ra's al Ghul, cleverly hiding his true identity. The film was dark, gritty, and groundbreaking, and Neeson's calm menace was pitch perfect. He was no longer just a leading man. He was Hollywood's go-to heavyweight. Then, just when everyone assumed Neeson had settled into a comfortable, dramatic groove, Taken, 2008, exploded onto screens. The film was expected to flop. Neeson himself figured it would go straight to DVD. Instead, it made a staggering $226 million on a $25 million budget, reinventing Neeson as a ruthless, unstoppable action hero. At 56 years old, Liam Neeson was suddenly Hollywood's hottest action star. Yet, action fame didn't dilute his dramatic instincts. In The Grey, 2011, Neeson battled wolves and grief in the brutal Canadian wilderness. The shoot was freezing and physically punishing. Neeson even reportedly ate wolf meat for realism. It wasn't just another thriller. It was a raw, emotional allegory for loss, filmed shortly after the devastating death of his wife. That same deeply personal pain also bled through his gentle, grieving performance in Love Actually, 2003. Playing a widowed father guiding his stepson through first love, Neeson's real-life loss added heart-wrenching authenticity. Suddenly, the tough guy had softened, and fans adored him more for it. Still, Neeson wasn't afraid to challenge Hollywood's comfort zones. Kinsey, 2004, tackled sexuality head-on, sparking critical acclaim and controversy alike. His performance as pioneering sex researcher Alfred Kinsey was bold, complex, and fearless, shattering any lingering stereotypes of Neeson as merely an action figure. But action called again with The A-Team, 2010. Neeson took charge as Hannibal, breathing gritty life into the iconic cigar-chomping leader. He reportedly helped rewrite the script, insisting on realistic combat and smarter humor. It was loud, explosive, and showed again how effortlessly Neeson could command the screen, even amidst chaos. Martin Scorsese noticed. In Silence, 2016, he cast Neeson as a tortured priest, pushing the actor physically and emotionally. Neeson lost over 20 pounds for the role, enduring weeks of brutal filming conditions. Though the film didn't break box office records, Neeson's haunting portrayal left critics and audiences shaken. But then came controversy with Cold Pursuit, 2019, a revenge thriller twisted with dark humor. During the press tour, Neeson's shocking revelation about his past nearly derailed the film entirely. Yet in classic Neeson style, he weathered the storm. The movie was divisive but compelling, proving once again that Liam Neeson could pivot, take risks, and survive Hollywood's cruelest headlines. And just when you thought he'd slow down, Neeson took a wild leap into fantasy with Clash of the Titans, playing Zeus himself, wearing glittering armor and booming lines like, "Release the Kraken!" Neeson somehow made divine camp look dignified. It wasn't high art, but it was iconic in its own right, and fans ate it up. Then came Unknown, 2011, a mind-bending Euro thriller where Neeson wakes up from a coma and discovers his entire identity has been stolen. Shot in Berlin, packed with brutal car chases, and loaded with paranoia. It was like Taken with a psychological twist, and it proved Neeson could still carry suspense like a pro. In Nonstop, 2014, he was an air marshal trapped on a hijacked plane. The whole film is a ticking clock thriller in the sky, and Neeson delivers exactly the right level of intensity. It became another unexpected box office hit, showing that audiences still craved the Neeson brand of grounded chaos. Then came The Commuter, 2018, which put him on a speeding train with a mysterious conspiracy and a limited time to unravel it. It's a role only Neeson could play at this stage. Desperate, aging, furious, and still dangerous. Think Taken meets Agatha Christie, and somehow it works. Honorable mention goes to The Marksman, 2021, where Neeson plays a grizzled rancher protecting a young boy from cartel hitmen. It's stripped down, emotional, and reminds you that underneath all the action spectacle, Neeson's strength is still his heart. And let's not forget The Ice Road, 2021, a frozen rescue thriller that plays out like Fast and Furious, Arctic Edition. Neeson is behind the wheel of a big rig, driving over cracking ice roads, racing to save miners trapped in the tundra. It's over the top, sure, but it's the kind of wild that only Liam Neeson can sell. And if you needed more proof that Neeson isn't afraid to get weird, look no further than A Million Ways to Die in the West, 2014. As a mustache-twirling outlaw in Seth MacFarlane's Western comedy, Neeson brought his signature intensity to pure absurdity and somehow made it work. It was a rare comedic turn that fans still talk about for its sheer unpredictability. Finally, there's The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, 2018, the Coen brothers' anthology film, where Neeson plays a traveling showman in one of the most tragic, haunting segments. It's quiet, bleak, and beautifully acted. No shootouts, no car chases, just a man reckoning with the cost of survival in a cruel world. A reminder that beneath the blockbuster roles, Neeson is still a master of subtle, devastating storytelling. From swords and sorcery to deep grief and relentless revenge, Liam Neeson is the ultimate cinematic chameleon. He's proved that the journey to Hollywood greatness isn't just about box office numbers. It's about daring to reinvent yourself again and again. What's your favorite Liam Neeson moment? And which actor do you think deserves this kind of a deep dive next? Drop your suggestions below. We might just spotlight your pick next.